Hello everybody, thank you for watching my video. Don't forget to hit subscribe and like. Also feel free to leave a comment and also check out the description below for further links and content. Eadred became king in the early summer of 946. His immediate family had some pedigree for kingship. His father was Edward the Elder and he was the brother of Athelstan, both of whom ruled successfully and are considered two of England's most important monarchs. Another brother, Edmund I, also ruled capably, as I discussed in my video about him. The main problem facing the 20-something Eadred by the time he succeeded was attempting to subdue the disruptive Northumbrians. Early in his reign, he may have thought the signs looked good. He met key northern figures in Yorkshire where they swore loyalty to him. Eadred even managed to secure an oath from Wulfstan, the Archbishop of York, who had been a very troublesome figure in previous reigns. However, any peace that Eadred might have thought he had brought to the most northerly part of England was short-lived, and it wasn't long before the Northumbrians were once again in uproar. In 948 it all turned violent between the king and the Northumbrians. In retaliation for the promises that had been so swiftly broken, Eadred stormed into the county and launched a devastating assault on Northumbria. Land was ravaged, and one of the most famous victims of this particular raid was an ancient church near Harrogate, which was burned to the ground. Feeling he had made his point, Eadred gathered forces and started to march back down south. But the Northumbrians weren't done with him yet. Before he started his journey home, Eadred had stationed a portion of his army at Castleford. The Northumbrians sensed an opportunity and attacked this small force, killing many of the king's men. Eadred was absolutely incensed when he received the news, and he threatened to cause absolute carnage. Realizing they now faced a terrible problem, the Northumbrians surrendered hastily. By 952, Eadred's patience with Archbishop Wulfstan in particular was beginning to snap, and eventually he had him imprisoned. Among Wulfstan's crimes included inviting a man by the name of Eric Bloodaxe to become King of York. At this stage, Eadred must have feared he'd never have full control of the north. But 2 years later, the Northerners kicked Eric out of York and returned to the rule of Eadred. By 954, whether it was through hook or by crook, Eadred had managed to achieve something that had seen generations of Anglo-Saxon kings fight tooth and nail for. England was now a permanently united country. By the time he died the following year of 955, Eadred would not have known that this would be his lasting legacy.